In this video, traders, we're going to look at Mark Cook's 10-step trading business plan guide. Hey traders, a very warm welcome to you. So Mark Cook from Stock Market Wizards and other fame puts together his 10-step guide to creating a trading business plan. We've talked about this before on the channel. If you're subscribed, you may well have seen the video, but this is Mark Cook, so let's run through it. Okay, number one, he wants to find out, or wants you to put down into your trading plan, what markets are you going to trade? In other words, I'm going to trade the Dow, I'm going to trade the DAX, or what stocks. He wants to be very specific on what you're going to do. The trading plan is about bringing those boundaries in. We know we can trade anything, any style, any strategy, any time frame. It's about bringing that in. And so the first one on his list is writing down the markets that you're going to trade. Number two, what is your trading capitalization? In other words, how much are you going to put into your account that you're not bothered about losing? It's not going to be detriment to your lifestyle. There's no point in putting your full net worth in because you're going to trade from a place of fear. Good thing to point out here is, hey, allocate that capital and use that capital. You don't have to put it all into your trading account, because you might say, you know what, I've got 100 grand or 50 grand, 10 grand or whatever it may be, it doesn't matter on the number, to risk, but I only need to put in a certain amount into my brokerage account that's enough to manage the positions that I want to manage. Okay, so trading capitalization, market is going to trade. Number three, how will orders be entered? This comes down to more strategy, but interestingly, he decides that this is quite important to put in as number three. In other words, hey, what are you going to do to enter the orders? Are you going to scale into the position? Are you going to just leave the limit? Are you going to wait until you see the opportunity and hit the market? How are you going to do it? Again, removing any ambiguity. Number four, what drawdown will cause you to evaluate your approach? Big one, this, very important. Risk management, saying, hey, you know what? If I draw down X% from my watermark high on my account, I will stop trading, I will reevaluate, I will do something different, I will see what's wrong and try to fix it. Too many traders keep trading, think it's going to turn around, and they blow up their account. What point from the high will you stop and say, you know what, things aren't working, I need to look at it, reassess it and adjust it? Number five, what are your profit goals? So whilst I think this is good to have an idea of how much you want to make, forcing it on the market is a kind of topic I've talked about before. I think you've got to be a bit careful of saying, I've got to make $1,000 today, I've got to make this today, this week. You've got to be cautious about it. But you know what? Having those profit goals helps you deduce your position size, helps you accept the risk that you're going to take, and then you can kind of wrap it around with what you're trying to achieve, how much you've got to play with, the risk that you can tolerate, the position size for it, the markets you're trading, the volatility. It kind of comes in one big circle, right? Number six, what process will you use to analyze your trades? So step-by-step analysis process to analyze the trades. That I think he's probably talking about trades you're going to take, but I will add to that, he may well also be talking about trades that you've done. Both very important, two distinct things. What have I done? How can I improve on it? What am I looking to trade? How can I find the best possible trades? Two distinct different things, both require decent amount of time for each. Number seven, how will you set up your workplace for maximum focus? You don't want to be trading where you've got distractions from wherever it may be, whatever the environment may be. How are you going to set up the most focused workplace that's conducive for success? And you know that with your own circumstances, whether that's your own office, whether it's a lockable door in your house, whether it's the kind of telling the family, hey, don't come in while the door's shut, whatever it may be, whether it's an office in the garden, whether you're renting an office, whether you're sharing an office with another trader, whatever, it doesn't matter. The point is, how are you going to set it up so that you've got maximum focus? Could also be distractions from your phone, TV and other stuff as well. Where are we now? Number eight, how will you reward yourself for good trading? So Mark Cook obviously thinks that, hey, if you've been trading well, you should reward yourself, whether that is with a holiday, whether that is with a gift, whether that is with a break, whatever you enjoy doing. He's suggesting that you reward yourself with a benchmark and say, hey, when I reach this amount, or I do this right, or I actually have some success with it, I reward myself, just like you would perhaps reward your employees with a bonus at the end of the financial year. Okay, number nine, How will you continually improve as a trader? I like the fact that he's added this into a trading plan. I really like this. I have to say, I think in my previous videos I've overlooked this, but something that I do like to do myself, and you obviously do as well. If you're watching this video, you're trying to improve, so give yourself a thumbs up for that one. It's all about improvement, whether you agree with everything that's being said or don't. It's about increasing your knowledge, improving as a trader and as a person. So what will you do continually to improve as a trader? Makes perfect sense to put into a trading plan. I like that a lot. So it could be, hey, I want to read one book every 2 weeks, or I want to read one book a week, or one book a month, or whatever it may be. I want to make sure that I'm educating myself with trading videos from YouTube, from the guys I like to watch or girls I like to watch. I want to make sure that perhaps I'm attending an event or a conference, or I want to make sure I'm on the, whatever it may be, right? You're just doing that which is completely outside of performance, but you know that it will ultimately have a positive impact on your performance. Number 10, what will you do if personal problems affect your trading? Interesting he's put that one in there, but I guess it makes sense, right? Because very often something happens, something with the family or this or that, your health or something, just life happens, right? Things don't always go to plan. And so having that written down is like, hey, if things aren't perfect outside of trading, I'm going to do X, i.e. I'm going to cut my positions down, I'm going to close my positions, or I'm going to not put any new positions on, whatever it may be, depending on the circumstance you've got. But I guess having a plan for it means that you don't have to think about it when it happens. You know what you're going to do, you're doing it. Just like, not the best analogy here, but let's say you've got an engine failure in an aircraft. You've got a plan of what to do. You pull out the checklist. It's like, yeah, do this, try and restart the engine, make a call, work out where you are, there's a sequence to go through. So you're not kind of thinking, what do I do? You've pre-planned it. You hope it's never going to happen, and you assume it's never going to happen. But if it does, out comes a sheet. You can plan. You've already planned it. You know what you're going to do. So those are Mark Cook's 10-step trading business plan guide. Or that is Mark Cook's 10-step trading plan business guide. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Take care. See you in the next one. Goodbye.